Good morning, my name is Christelle from Frans, Klerk, Independent Technical Analyst. We first want to have a look at the gold price this week. These are weekly graphs, and this week I've included the Williams percentage R indicator to highlight oversold or overbought levels. But what is nice about this indicator, it's got an added functionality, a minus 50 level. Once the instrument comes from oversold levels below a minus 100, and it starts to bounce and it changes this minus 50 level into a support, we assume that the momentum to the top can escalate. When the instrument comes from overbought levels, between a 0 and a minus 20, and it starts to retrace, once this minus 50 level starts to change into a resistance, we assume that the momentum to the bottom can escalate. So this is a nice added feature on an overbought or oversold indicator that highlights when can one expect the momentum to escalate to the top or to the bottom. Now the gold price at the moment is caught within this falling wedge formation, and that is a positive formation. We are above the 40-week moving average, trading at $1,921. That is seen as positive. It means the long-term sentiment towards this instrument is positive. Now, the upper band of my wedge has changed into a support, and that is waiting at $1,936. Now the question is, will it keep it a support? If it can keep it a support, the target of the wedge, is the midline projected upwards from that upper band where it can be confirmed or where it was confirmed, meaning it can go back to around $2,004. Once this lower band starts to change into a resistance again, we assume that the momentum to the bottom continues. Now we can see that the gold price is hovering just above that upper band. Will it remain above it? That is still to be questioned. Now these are weekly graphs, so I can only confirm that that upper band is still a support by Friday's close, right? And the critical level, as I've said, that needs to remain a support is above $1,921. Below that, we can maybe see a little bit of a pullback again and maybe another test on that lower band of the falling wedge. What does my Williams percentage R looks like? Not great. It found resistance and looks like it is about to change that minus 50 level into a resistance. What does that mean? It means the momentum to the bottom can escalate maybe. If it keeps it as support and it bounces again, it means the momentum to the top can escalate. Critical level at the gold price, right? It's fighting a few things. The minus 50 level on the Williams percentage are very close to the 40-week moving average, as well as that upper band of the falling wedge formation. Let's look at the silver price. Also, obviously in dollar terms, it's still caught within this symmetrical triangle. And a symmetrical triangle is an uncertain pattern. It tells us investors are not sure whether they want to take this price to higher levels or continue profit taking. Now, once this upper band changes into a support, that is a beautiful confirmation of a bullish pennant, and we can expect some upside. But once this lower band changes into a resistance, negative bearish pennant, more downside can be expected. Now take note, one, obviously that upper band has created what? Lower highs. Every time the silver price bounced, the high was a little bit lower than the previous time. That is seen as negative. Very important, my red line, that 40-week moving average waiting at $23.51. Below that, the long-term sentiment towards the silver price will change to negative. My lower band is waiting there at 23.17. Let's hope they find support again and bounce. If I look at my Williams percentage R, clearly resistance in minus 34 territory. That means the instrument was not even overbought on weekly terms, and the investors started to sell it. That is seen as negative as well. So let's hope this lower band remains a support, and especially that 40-week moving average. Otherwise, we can see lower levels on the silver price. Platinum. A lot of questions on the commodities with all the tears that are flowing at the moment. Now, one, my platinum price is below that 40-week moving average represented by the red line. That means the long-term sentiment towards platinum is negative at the moment. Look at my Williams percentage R. It found resistance at around minus 43 and looks like it's about to change the minus 50 level into a resistance. What does that mean? The momentum to the bottom can escalate then. Now, I've got two formations here, depending where you want to start, and I maybe need to move this line a little bit up so it touches the neckline. Otherwise, it's not a clear trend line. One, I've got a possible double top. Some might call it a distorted double top because this high is a slightly higher than this one. But once the neckline starts to change into a resistance, a double top is a warning formation saying, hey, the rally to the top might be in place. You can expect some downside. Or if you want to start here, this is an ugly inverse cup and handle formation with the price working on a second handle. Same principles and levels applies. Once that neckline waiting at $906.18 starts to change into a resistance, we can expect downside. And you know by now, how do I determine the full target of an inverse cup and handle? It's the full length of the cup projected downwards from the neckline where the formation was confirmed. Can take my platinum price to $684. It doesn't have to go there. Yes, by all means, some investors can start to support the price before that. But that is the full target of the formation should the momentum to the bottom continue. When will the negativity around this inverse cup and handle be off the table? Only when the platinum price starts to consolidate above the top of the handle, either the left or the right handle, right? We choose the highest one. And in this case, it's $975. That's the second handle. Above that level, I can say, listen, the warning of this inverse cup and handle formation is off the table. My 40-week moving average, $989, is the critical level that needs to change into a support in order to sustain the momentum to the top again and change the long-term sentiment towards this share, towards this platinum index, platinum price again to positive. Right. I want to have a look at the corn future as well. Ronaldo said, corn future in America. Ronaldo, Williams percentage R is in oversold territory, right? What does that mean? The probability for the instrument to bounce to higher levels is more likely. But have a look, my line still points downwards, so I would like it to point upwards again. Don't forget that minus 50 level. But look at this. I'm starting to continue to see lower highs. Every time the corn price bounces, it finds resistance at a lower level and retraces. Find resistance at a lower level, retraces. And that means do not try to catch a falling knife. The momentum to the bottom is still in place. Yes, it can easily bounce, but investors have not started to protect and buy the instrument yet. We're far away at the moment from that 40-week moving average waiting at $598. That is a critical level of resistance that needs to change into a support. Look at this. If I go back all the way to when is this? The week of the 5th of September 2022. That was the first time it tested the 40-week, could not change it into support. And again, time after that again, October, week of the 10th of October 2022. Again, February of this year, March of this year, and again in June, 12th of June this year, could not even touch the 40-week, found it resistance and retrace. Let's have a look at the candles if we can see clearer, more action here. There's a little bit of a hint of optimism here, Ronaldo. A tweezer bottom. 2 consecutive candles where support was found at the same level. Once the instrument starts to trade above, you can either use the real bodies or the shadow. Above the top there, waiting at $492, it will be the first sign of strength in the corn future price in the US. $492 is your critical level, and below $460, we can assume that the tears will continue to flow again. Don't forget to send through your requests for next week's show either via Twitter or email us at admin@fransdeklerk.com. Have a fantastic week. Take care.